Right, lads. It's episode number 158.
We have amalgamated them all together.
Yes.
Just in case you see like episode 137 and then 158, you're wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm also in this episode.
John's back!
Yay! You ruined the surprise.
John's back from China. So in today's podcast, we summed up pretty much everything over the last 3 years. We put the final nail in the coffin.
Yes.
And
you're so definite about
I
it.
wouldn't put a coffin in it.
I'm a little bit more loosey-goosey about
you
it.
seem to be.
We're hanging up the podcast hat for a while.
Just for a little bit.
It's going on
A
the
little
rack.
Yeah.
But it's there that we can use it again. We haven't buried it 6 foot down.
The reason we're doing it is because we don't think the technology has caught up with the podcast. When the new technology is released, we can continue on the podcast, I think.
What, like bots to actually like it?
Yeah.
And listen to it. So we did all a little bit recap of pretty much everyone that's been on the podcast, all our guests. We did shout outs to everybody. We looked back on some other podcast funny stories, some of the names that we came out, some of the artwork. That's pretty much it, isn't it?
Each one of our favourite podcasts was
Exactly,
ones. Like we mentioned a load of them that you have to go back and listen to. That's what.
And thank all our guests for giving up their time for us as well.
Go on a little journey. And look, if there's a GoFundMe or a petition to bring us back and enough people sign it, sure, maybe we'll have a little think about it. But see what you can do, lads. Will we name it?
Yes.
All right. I can't think of anything, so I'm going to go. You go to you first, John.
Bye, John.
I don't know. Usually I go with funny, but let's just call this the final curtain with a question mark.
Oh,
the final curtain.
Curtain. I like that actually. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
What do you think, Bertie? You're thinking furiously over there.
Well, I think John should name it, but I was going to go with something like 3 years over and out.
Yeah, again, jeez, you're putting the final nail in the coffin. You can call it the final nail in the coffin. No, let me go with John's.
You could say we burned the waffle.
Bubble balls.
We did. Who burned the waffle?
The burning of the waffle.
Oh, Jesus!
These are hardcore.
Yeah,
it's like a bonfire.
Because like waffles, if you cook a waffle too long, it gets burned.
Maybe we finished our waffle.
Oh yeah,
waffle's done.
Yeah,
the waffle's cooked.
Yeah. But sure, you eat it then, though.
Yeah, true. Well, you can eat the podcast.
Yeah, that's true. Right, what are we going with? Come on.
Oh.
What do we think?
What do you think, lads?
I liked your final curtain.
Final curtain?
Yeah.
I like that too.
Oh, yeah, and put like the final curtain, ... question mark.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Bertie's mad to keep this back.
I know he is, yeah. He'll be back next week now in here recording by himself.
This is going to be like, in like Marvel movies, and you think they're dead, and then it zooms in and their finger moves.
Yeah.
But it's sad. What are we going to do with the WhatsApp group?
Well, sure, we only used it today for the first time in fucking 2 years.
They're best friends.
Convert it. I'll leave it there. It'll be there for us when we come back.
Right there, folks.
Okay, so... Oh, that's a great name.
Right there, folks.
Are you right there, folks?
Throw in there at the end there.
Bertie always fucking wins.
Are you right, folks, please?
That's... Yeah, we go... Are you right, folks, please?
Yeah, but John should say it.
All right, okay. All right,
so... we're going with that one then?
Yeah.
Now say it like a bouncer.
Yeah. Just flick the lights there for a second. It is episode number 158, and it's called, John...
You're right there, folks.
Nice.
Good night.
Should be this one actually. Should be the other way around. I love that song.
Love that song.
Huh? Oh my God.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was live.
Live from New York.
Woo! He's back from China, baby. He's back.
The amount of stuff we had to go through. Solicitors. The foreign affairs person.
It was unreal.
Unbelievable.
We had to smuggle him back in a Portaloo.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Don't put Guinness in a Heineken glass. That's what happened over in China.
Thrown in jail. Holy moly.
Straight to jail.
In a concentration camp. Can you concentrate a lot better now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fluent in Chinese.
So focused since you've come back.
Yeah.
So focused.
Chinese euphemisms and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
You just call it food now instead of Chinese.
Yes.
So lads, we're all here.
We're
all here.
Oh, bring out the violins.
The reason we're all here.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
It's a sad hello, everybody.
It's not a sad hello. We're here today to celebrate.
Celebration.
100 and how many episodes?
Well, it will be 160 by the final one.
160 episodes of a podcast, and it's 3 years, is it?
3 years, yeah, since November, since we started.
That is unfucking-leavable.
The car park.
That's one of the longest. Car park. That's probably one of the longest running podcasts in Ireland.
I'd say in history.
We've done 3 years.
History, I'd say, yeah.
A lot of people gave up before we did.
We were going before that Diver CEO podcast, and all that.
Oh, there you go.
We were doing podcasting before podcasting was cool.
As a great poet once said, let's get this right now.
Okay.
Just because a song ends doesn't mean you can't enjoy the music.
Yes, exactly.
Elton John.
No, Peyton from One Tree Hill.
For fuck's sake, you'd love that show. How many times have you referenced One Tree Hill in this?
One
podcast?
Tree Hill and probably Friday Night Lights and
that's later. No, it's later.
And Friends, probably the 3 ones that I watch and reference. Along with the odd South Park one.
Father Ted the odd time.
The odd time, yeah. When it comes to tea and that shite milk.
Yeah. I don't think you can be Irish and not reference Father Ted. I think that's against the law.
It. Yeah, this is it.
So yeah, these last 2 podcasts are going to be our last podcast on the JB Waffle Hour.
Well, we're taking a break.
Okay. Jeez, that changed.
Yeah,
I'm fucking gone. I don't know about you.
You never want to say never. Because just in case we come up with something else and we might want to release one the odd time or one a month or you never know. You never know. I'll never say that's definitely it.
Look at him thin-ending the wedge, just trying to stick it in John there. Maybe we might come back once a month, John. What do you think about once a month? Yeah. Look, for now, this is the end. Yeah. So let's go out with a bang, lads.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got to the 3 years. I mean, we didn't think we'd get past 15. Then we got to 15. Then Scotty joined in, and we went a little bit further. And we got a better camera. We got better interface. The sound quality became a bit better mics. We were up good listens in a lot of shows. We had some fantastic people in that we met as well.
A bit better. Fucking sound quality went through the roof when I joined this fucking podcast.
Well, considering that we thought we were using 2 mics and it was actually only coming through 1 mic.
And me and Bertie had to be uncomfortably close to each other. Into 1 mic.
In a really cold shed.
We could feel each other's spit.
We even got a studio and everything, sure.
Let's go back to the very, very start. So the Matchbox car park was the very first episode, was it?
Yeah, Matchbox car park, yeah.
Now, what was the reason for starting the podcast in the first place, lads?
Well, we've talked about this before, but it was like we were organising, we'll meet up Saturday, we'll do something this week, or whatever, and then suddenly 6 months would pass by and we didn't see each other. Yeah. Now, we always kept the Christmas tradition alive. I don't think we missed the Christmas.
Right.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
But still, throughout the year, we wouldn't have seen each other as much as we did. So we wanted to nail down a time and a place every week, a little bit of a commitment, just to meet up and to have maybe a bit of purpose in the meet up was to record a podcast.
Right.
And I think we had some very good stories and we had good banter between each other. So we said maybe people would like to listen to our stories.
You had already a kind of a podcast running yourself.
Yeah, so I done one for the workshop podcast where I just talked about 20 minutes just about training and gym and stuff like that. Yeah. So I already had things set up as in I got the microphone and I had a bit of software and an account then on Acast and stuff as well. So.
Oh, so it was all there for the taking, really,
wasn't it? Yeah, well, pretty much, yeah.
And then, sure, it was all a matter of adding the beauty to the podcast.
As me and you, Scotty, have found out in the last year or so, with two people, it is more difficult.
Yeah,
Because when one missing, like
I mean,
once one has something on, whether you're sick or you're working or whatever, you don't have the third person to kind of back you up. Then now we did do well in times when we had guests and stuff, and you might have been missing, and we had guests. But when it's only one person, it's very hard to keep a podcast going with just one person. I think.
Yeah, it's awful boring talking to yourself.
It is. Yeah, I found that in the few that I did do myself just to make sure we had one out every week. Like
it gets very infomercially when you're talking to yourself.
Yeah, and I didn't realize.
It turns into like a sleep podcast.
Yeah. I didn't realize until I was on my own how much you'd pause and go, because you have to think. Because any time here when there's a gap or you have to think of something, you'll say something, or like there'll be a question back or conversation back, and it's a little bit better. But when you're on your own, you definitely pause more and you have to think. The amount of times like I had to stop and go back and edit it because it was just like and then I started talking again.
yeah. It's do you know with the Blind Boy podcast, he has the music in the background, which I think is a really cool way to get through those little pauses, and it makes it very sleepy, as you say.
We lasted longer than Tommy, Hector, and Rio.
That's right, actually. Yeah, we outlasted them.
Did.
Although were they out before us?
No, well, they were out during COVID, or
right. So we outlasted the boys.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go, Hector. Fuck you. Come here to me. Let's go through some
up
of the
Navan.
Up Navan, up Riding. Is the guests that we've had on.
Oh yeah.
We have a little shout out parade here. I wasn't on for this one now. This was episode 6, and it was Leanne, the nurse, drops in. That was. Jeez, you've got the dates and everything.
Yeah.
Leanne Tully. Did she come back on? Was she on twice?
Yeah, so she was on twice. So that very first one was episode 6. So that was, as I said, around December. I think John might have been missing for that. So I done a Zoom with Tully.
A Bertie special. So what was that episode?
It was
about?
actually just talking to Tully about how she became a nurse, working in Australia as a nurse. The other work she done in Australia, what she came back, how to get into nursing, because with her leaving cert, she like repeated the leaving cert, and she had to go like alternative route into nursing.
Was she was a stripper, and then she just had the outfit, and she was just like, sure, might as well put this to use.
Because like that was a big investment at the time, because that outfit was probably $12.50, like so
the lycra was very very expensive.
But she was sponsored, so she made them. She had a logo on it.
How are you, Lan?
Sorry, did we ruin her as a guest appearance?
No.
So from one stripper to another, the next podcast we have there, Sarah Powderly, come on.
That was another one where John was.
I actually was on the Leanne one.
Oh, were you on the Leanne one?
I was chatting to her too, yeah.
The first one or the second one?
Yeah. Because she was on twice.
Two?
Yeah.
Twice. Twice.
Oh, yeah. So maybe the three of us were on Zoom, wasn't
it?
Yeah. Well, then the one that you missed then was next one, which is episode 8. I think I might have been out for dinner, and I said I'd be home at 8, and you thought I said 6, or vice versa. And then you ended up being busy.
Were you sitting there on the Zoom at 6? Like, where is this gobshite?
I was.
I was late coming back. I think I might have been out for Mam's birthday or something.
In fairness, it was Bertie's fault.
Yeah, it was my fault.
I hate when that happens.
So Sarah hopped on a Zoom call, and we just had a chat about Christmas.
Is there a part of you? Were you not out together? No.
Well, yeah, where I went back to get the stuff in my house.
Oh, right.
To go over to John.
And then you just hopped on Zoom with the person you'd went with.
Yeah.
Is there a part of you that, do you know when plans cancel like that, and you're sitting there waiting, you're like, oh, this guy isn't coming, and you get the text, you're like, oh, I forgot. Little party is like, yes.
Kind of happened to me.
Friday
night, didn't it?
Isn't it lovely cancelling plans?
Well, what happened Friday night was I got Sarah's nights out mixed up. So she wasn't out on Friday, and she was going out Saturday. So I said, oh, sure, I have nothing to do Saturday. Yeah. That's why I asked you, was it all right to change around?
True, yeah.
And then you end up being busy Saturday.
Saturday was busy.
That happens.
Yeah.
I wasn't giving out about you all this Sunday or anything.
So you changed plans. I didn't even get an invite, did I? Thanks very much.
You didn't get the invite last time. You never turned up on Monday.
When was that? Oh, no, I wasn't arsed.
We had a great time.
That's why we didn't invite you.
Yeah, we had a great time.
I knew you wouldn't be arsed.
I got fancy buns and Super Valley and everything.
I hate this podcast.
Good fun, actually, yeah.
That's why we're cancelling this podcast. We don't meet up anymore. You bastards. Was that all of the guests then up until episode 22?
Yeah, so we weren't really doing guests because I think at the start of 23 we decided, right, well, we need to do something just to kind of boost on, because most of our guests was in 2023.
Can I just add something there?
When
You've missed a really important guest there around episode 15. I think it was episode 15 exactly.
Oh, when you came on.
When I came on.
But you're co-host
I was
now.
the guest. Fine. No, that's fine.
I was gone away that week. I was on a plane, and I was
you were in Germany, I think.
And I actually listened to the podcast on the plane And as a manager that hires people, you taught me a lot of things of what not to do when you're hiring people.
All of the bad shit that I did over the years.
It was amazing to hear it.
I can't remember
because
what I did.
you had messaged me about
Something
doing
that was
Team
about it, was
Tune
it?
and said, "Oh, lads, fair play, he's doing the podcast, really good idea, whatever." And then we were actually talking, and then John had said that he wasn't going to be around. I said, "Well, do you want to come on?"
Yeah. I was just asking, do you want a better song than that one you have at the start of it? Because that is shite.
I think it was just generic,
It was
non-copyrighted
just,
music.
yeah. Do. I go back and listen to the early ones, and that song
We should
comes
have
out.
played
I'm like,
that one.
yeah. So I just wanted to do you a song, and then I got roped into fucking 3 years of sitting here on a Monday night.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's been class.
Yeah.
So going towards Tim Ho was episode 22. That was really early. Was Paul Caldwell was on?
No, sorry, that was Rob Matthews. Sorry, you don't have the updated one.
Oh right, yeah, I was thinking.
I made the mistake because I seen the thing about the bikes.
So going towards Tim Ho was Rob Matthews.
Yeah, he was in talking about bikes and stuff.
We were doing the bike to work scheme.
Yeah, cycle work scheme. Yeah, and he was talking
nice.
about getting into cycling and all that. And
Did you get into cycling then after that?
No.
You didn't.
Nothing. I actually got further away from cycling.
Sold my bike.
If you listen to that podcast, I was actually genuinely interested to know more about cycling. At the end of it, I went,
no, not for me.
definitely not getting into cycling.
More gin, please.
Yes.
More gin. That was a good one. I think I remember. No, I don't remember all about that one. The pictures. We started doing the pictures around then.
Yeah.
Remember we were doing like set kind of. It was just generic stuff before that, and then we started doing a poster per podcast.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Yeah, and they started kind of really kind of picking off there. There's some really funny ones going back over all the episodes.
Yeah.
The pictures. Yeah. Well, I was going down through Instagram today, and just how our Instagram has changed. Because like that, it was all, as you said, like generic Canva posters.
Yeah.
And then we actually got a little bit better, and then we started doing the videos when we got the camera up and going as well.
How we haven't been sued over the last 3 years is beyond me.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because all the evidence is online.
Oh, it's right there,
Not
yeah.
like we can say we never said that.
No, it's all there. We've cursed at so many people. I think only last week, we told LMFM to fuck off.
Did you?
Live in the podcast.
Well, like you may as well be
Jerry after
controversial.
you.
Yeah, I know.
Because we've been constantly trying to get a gig on LMFM since we started.
They won't listen to us.
just
And
not
I
happening.
know one of the DJs there, and still nothing. Nothing. We're not cool enough for
Paul
LMFM.
Cross couldn't get us on, no.
He's no clout over there anymore.
No, I
is
don't
No?
think so. He's gone from there a long time.
What was Paul's name? DJ name?
he? Oh, DJ Crack.
DJ Crack when he used to
Well,
do
when he was in
mixes.
school.
Remember he used to do the cool mixes with Alan
Oh yeah,
what's his name? Alan Clark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
the Mega Mix, Super Mix.
He's an 98FM now.
There's loads of those. You can still get those, I think. Paul was saying. They were brilliant.
Paul did 2 or 3 bangers, to be fair now.
Ah, he's class, man. He's class.
He did a good one with Sting and Coldplay.
Mm.
Yeah. remember that
Yeah,
one.
he's a good man, Paul Horace.
Mm.
Another guest on the podcast. We'll get down to him in a little while. Leanne Tully, then. Who's Leanne Tully?
Leanne's back.
Nostrascotus. That's a good old name. And we started naming the podcast as well then. Did
Yeah,
we?
we named them at the start as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't have the competition for the names.
No,
Remember
no,
we
we
didn't.
didn't, no.
Competition to see who was funnier.
We just
Oh,
went
yes,
and
that's
kind
hilarious.
of
Used to love that part.
Yeah, so good.
straightforward for any names.
So Nostrascotus. I can't remember what that was about. What was Leanne Tully's one about?
She was back on to talk about building her house and about
Oh,
mortgages and what
that was the second one. All right.
how to her top tips for building a house and getting mortgage advisors and things issues she ran into.
Again, still fairly early on there, wasn't it? That's only episode 29.
Well,
Jesus.
most of the time,
Still no sign of you yet.
No, I was episode 15.
most of the time,
They're early enough.
the earlier guests were just people we knew, to like Leanne, Sarah, and just to come in when and yourself, Scotty, when John was away.
Yeah.
You see, that as I said, that's one of the issues when there was only two of us doing it. Like,
Yeah, it definitely added a new element when there was the three of us there. I remember the first episode when you came back, and I think it was John and the Blue Nun. Was it?
yeah,
That was fucking amazing. And I was genuinely nervous about like meeting you, because we talk over the years and stuff, but I didn't really know you that well.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we weren't. You were cool though. Like, and I was probably
Thanks,
nervous
man.
too. Like,
Thanks.
yeah. Still, I'm nervous. I think
I'm
it's-
always nervous around you
it's
because
just
I'm
it's
so
just
attracted.
tension.
Yeah, it's sexual tension.
Yeah.
But I was really nervous about like, okay, but like me and him had kind of built something up for the, like, what was it, 10 episodes or something?
I wasn't that much. 6 was no.
No, it was a few. It was a good few. What was the look up when
I was gone for a while, wasn't I?
you were? You
Yeah,
it
just
was
with
like,
work and
it
everything.
was like a month or 2 months or
Yeah.
something.
I kept on letting you down basically, so I said I'd take a step back until my busy time's over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you seen us getting famous, and then you're right back in.
I was like, money.
But then that first one coming back, I was like, I wonder how this is, what the dynamic's going to be.
Yeah.
And then after the first one, I was like, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, something good there.
Good fun.
That is class. That episode, I go back. I've been going back actually recently and listening to the episodes that you were on, from when you came back from that Blue Nun one up until China. And like some of those episodes are just cracking.
Great crack.
Oh
Great
yeah, absolutely cracking.
Some
But that
classic
Blue
ones
Nun
there.
one in particular, I listened back to that quite a lot.
Must listen to that again.
It's brilliant. That story, absolutely class. And you told a story on that one, right?
Yes.
That I have told people several times about. Was it a rattle in your house?
Oh, the baby rattle in the utility room.
In the utility room.
It was very scary.
And I still like when I listen to it, I still get like a little
yeah.
tingle in the back of my neck.
Yeah, I still remember it as if it was tomorrow.
Maybe it will be. Maybe it will. So right, Bertie, give us another one then. Quiva here.
Yeah, so that was me and you again, Scotty, when we asked Quiva to come in to talk about, because she was I think maybe doing her leaving cert that year. Just to talk about school, because we had reminisced about being in the Boyne Community School, the teachers we had doing the leaving cert and things like that. So we said we'd get someone in that had been quite more recently in the community school to see what it was like.
Yeah. How'd she get on her leaving cert, by the way?
Failed
it dramatically.
Well, she's almost finished college now, sure.
That's crazy.
She's a podcaster.
Yeah, because she's doing furniture making or design or kitchen design or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, let her frack. You know where Sludge went.
That's I was thinking that. Yeah.
So that was episode 32. Read the instructions as you're told to in your leaving cert.
Girl Quiva. Fair play to you. Big shout out to Quiva.
Best luck in your career.
Yeah, making furniture and podcasting. I'm sure we influenced her into podcasting.
definitely.
Furniture podcasting.
Oh yeah, furniture podcasting.
What do you think of podcasting, lads? Is it has it gone to like businesses are kind of taking it up now as a way of advertising? Has it gone too commercial now? And do you remember like when we were starting doing it, it was very much kind of a bit Wild Westy and everyone just had a random podcast. Whereas now the successful ones tend to have a lot of backing and a lot of advertising, and it's usually advertising something.
Well, I remember as I listened to Tommy Tiernan one towards the end, and there was a good 4 or 5 minutes that was advertising for something. But I think that's how you make your money. If you have a good following, then it's advertising is where you get your money, because you don't get that much money from just listening to Spotify. Like,
yeah, absolutely nothing. How many crones do we have?
Yeah, you need ad campaigns on that, you know.
Yeah. We don't sell out like that, so we give it to the men.
And sponsorships, of course.
Yeah.
You know, like the Central have been really good to us. And Camille and McDonald's.
I saw. Stop fucking advertising people.
All our sponsorships.
I saw what's his face, the Irish fella that everyone loves, who says he's delicious. What's his name?
Oh, Garen Noon.
Garen, yeah. I saw him on a podcast there recently. I was like, oh, we came so close.
Yeah.
What happened in the end? We did ask him.
You sent him a nude selfie or something, and you scared him off.
That was on another page. He wouldn't know it was me.
And literally like 2 weeks after that, he was gone.
Super famous.
I think that's what was happened. I think at the same week we said, I think a lot of opportunities came flying into his face.
Yeah. It was just after the was it the Fat Frog or Freddo or something?
Yeah, because the reason we had got in touch with him, he was
Ice
doing
creams
like
or
the chocolate bars, and he had TikTok about the chocolate bars,
Oh.
and we had been doing the chocolate bar World Cup at the time.
What a World Cup! Go on, Dairy Milk.
And that's why we asked him on just to talk about that.
And but we never got him. Like, we came so close, man.
There was someone else we were talking to as well. Come on, I can't remember who it was.
Was it
Ronan Keaton? That was it.
Was not Ronan Keaton? Was it Jimmy Bennett?
Jimmy Bennett.
It was Jimmy Bennett.
We never got him on in the end.
Yeah.
He was actually wanted to come in. It was just because of the time zones.
He was in Ireland there in the last couple of weeks.
He
Paddy
was.
Austin was at a karate competition with him.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, missed our chance there, didn't we? So we read the instruction as well. On the double was Sarah again. Jesus, Sarah's flying.
Yeah, well, she was back in this time after Mead won the All Ireland.
Was she on it 3 times? Oh no, only twice.
No, twice. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. That was the.
That
we
was
were all there.
That
weren't
was when she was in as a proper guest.
we? Yeah. Do you remember we used to make people wait outside?
In the green room.
You remember that?
What
Was that about? We used to do the intro and stuff.
Yeah, well, some people remember were given the options: are you coming in just to talk about your bit, or do you want to be on the whole podcast or whatever? And join in, like.
Just sit and wait.
And some people want to join in, others just
the
came
audacity
just
of
do their
it.
bit.
That's why we failed.
Yeah,
we used to make
because the
people
green
wait.
room isn't actually green; it's beige.
What a great room to wait in, though. In fairness.
Formula 1 on the telly or soccer.
Whatever you want. It's always generally soccer. Yeah. And then we got Paul Carras in to talk about what?
That was a substitute.
Oh, was
Remember,
it?
it was
Yeah, I
just
wasn't here
two
for
of us against Scotty, and he said, "Oh, sure, we'll text Paul, see he's around." And that was just general chit chat. It wasn't really anything
I was
specific.
terrible. I kept on letting you guys down. I was never here for half the
It's
podcast.
not a letdown. You're just busy, man.
Yeah, you told us you weren't going to be here.
At least I said it.
Yeah, we
I
weren't
just not
waiting
turned
for you or
up.
anything. Yeah. Like Bertie, remember, let you down and you were just sitting at your Zoom.
I remember that. I remember
Yeah.
to this day.
Twiddling your thumbs. Are you okay, actually? You look a bit jaded by it. I didn't want to say it, but like there's more wrinkles around your eyes since that day.
I didn't want to get into it in this podcast.
I'm sorry, man. Sorry. I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah. I'm on your Formula 1 podcast next week. So talk about it
That's probably gone at this stage as well. So we had, I think, which was probably our most, probably our highest rated, apart from actually Mickey Burke, but our highest rated podcast was The Welcome Mat
Oh yeah,
with Matt O'Brien, the
yeah.
very, very first one.
he's also probably the most famous person we had on.
Yeah.
He's on Fair City. He's on the telly.
Yeah. Oh, Mickey Burke's up there as well, I'd say. Mickey Burke and Matt O'Brien.
We did have 3 episodes with Matt, of course, but
The
one
Phantom.
wasn't recorded.
The Phantom
Oh, the
episode.
Phantom
And then he
episode.
did co-host for a while, but I didn't include those as him being on as a guest because
Yeah, he was on for a few
he
weeks,
wa-
actually,
he was
wasn't he?
only on twice as a guest.
Good man,
Then
mate.
he was on maybe 3 episodes as a co-host, which is a little bit different.
He was in, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I changed the logo in and around when he was coming on. I changed the logo to have all of our faces were
Yeah.
it was still the same,
Yeah.
but in the hat of either you or you, I had Matt,
Matt.
as a little
Genius.
circle.
I
Yeah,
never
Little
noticed.
Matt.
A little
Yeah.
Easter egg.
take a little look in there. Matt's in there in the logo, and then I removed him again.
Because
Sorry, Matt.
he stopped texting you back.
Yeah, he just ignored me from then on. But yeah, no, that was a great one. That we kind of talked about Fair City and stuff, and then there was a little teaser thing at the end. Remember, he said that he couldn't mention it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, should we mention it now and just fucking
Well,
throw him under the bus?
it's come and gone in Fair City, hasn't it? It was something to do with Fair City, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, wasn't it?
It was something to do with a certain celebrity and
Oh, there
something
was a
happened.
story, yes, but I still don't think. I don't think we can
No,
do
we
it.
can't say that.
Yeah, we could say it and have a pay-per-view.
Just beep it.
Oh, yeah.
A paywall.
A paywall.
We'll just beep it all out.
Subscribe to our podcast for $8 a month, and we'll.
They were getting something done that they shouldn't be getting done.
Oh yeah, stop. Okay, we can't say
You
that
got
anymore.
something done, all right. Yeah.
Oh yes, he did. Okay, we can't say anymore. If you want to know, well then come and pay us money, and we'll continue podcasting and
Release
releasing
Bluey.
Yes.
all of Matt's secrets.
We're looking for a sponsor.
And very quickly after that, we kind of changed location as well, didn't we? We were
Yeah,
over
for a
here,
while, yeah,
and then we
over
went
the road.
across over the road.
Upgraded,
I,
yeah.
I think over the next few months we hit like a Taylor Swift era of interview era. Because
Yeah,
we had
purple patch.
nearly like 2 interviews nearly a month there for most of
That's as
23.
we got bigger. Like people were dying to get on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we could prove that we had the listenerships and things like that as well.
There was lots of
Now, in
listens, yeah.
fairness, everybody did. It's worth saying, even people who are slightly more famous, but they're all people we had some kind of connection with. Bar some of them maybe, as we worked down. But they all give up their time for free as well, which were greatly appreciated.
Very
as well.
sound.
We had that book, book bestseller. Murder.
Yeah, we'll get there. Don't be skipping down the list.
Can we? Yeah, let's mention Paul
Yeah.
Buckley.
I loved his story.
There was a really funny thing he talked about. Was it that his house, he obviously had a lot of mattress stuff, but
Yeah.
most of his house was just filled with mattresses at one stage?
Yeah, because he had a big mattress company that him and was it his brother or sister took over from his dad.
Yeah.
And it turned into like a real like bougie furniture.
Oh,
You know, it was in the
high-end,
height of
yeah.
everything going, the good times and everything.
Yeah.
And then obviously the arse fell out with that, and nobody was going to pay €1,100 for a coffee table.
Yeah. So he just a load of mattresses in his house.
Yeah.
That was a great episode, actually. Paul he's really articulate and stuff, isn't he? The way
Yeah,
that
he was good.
talks.
Yeah. That was episode. Oh yeah, episode 50. Beds, bounce castles, and blowies.
Class.
What a name.
Some excellent names.
Oh, yeah.
I think he wanted to start a podcast at that stage too. He wanted to know how we did it, but I don't think he ever did he?
No, I don't think so. He got kind of got.
But that would
more
have
to
been
the
an
base.
excellent name for his podcast.
Yeah, it would have been, yeah. Beds, bouncy castles, and blowies.
Yeah.
Good
I
bass
think that
player.
was to do. What was the beds? He was doing beds. You did bouncy castles, and I had a.
A joke about
Right.
blowies.
Oh, that's what it was,
Like
the
the
blow
bread lighter
machines.
machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, genius. Absolute genius.
Genius. The names we came up with, brilliant.
That was definitely a Bertie one, I think, was it?
Yeah.
You're always the best at coming up with names, you fucker. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a few ones in there, and you had some really good ones.
Don't
Yeah.
say that now. You're being too nice.
No, you had some class ones. Who came up with the Sinead Norman one? Was that you?
Yeah,
What's the
because
name?
of the story that you told. That's one of my
just
favourite
class.
stories. But we'll get
Stuart
there. We'll get
Snails.
there. We'll get there.
Yeah. That was the best.
Don't be jumping along.
Yeah, sorry. O'Gara Geek. David O'Gara.
Very
Yeah.
informative.
Good man,
Very
David.
informative.
That was definitely one of those episodes that people can learn things off. That
Yeah.
was episode 55 of Gary Geek.
And
Yeah.
sure, Paul was just asking like the week or two before about how to do a podcast,
Yeah.
and then we got David on, and he told you everything about how to do a podcast.
Mm.
His career's flying, man.
The
Good,
podcast
good
Geek,
for
yeah.
him.
Flying.
He's
absolutely
helping out a
flying.
lot of podcasts.
Helping them out, but he's making those dollar bills.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
Like from views or from consultancy or what?
from all of the work that he's doing. He edits and does everything
Wow,
around podcasts.
If
Man,
only
he's brilliant.
he'd help us.
I don't think anyone could help us, Bertie.
I think that's why he got as far away from us as possible.
He even had a baby to try and get away from us. He's
Because
like, oh,
he,
yeah, no, she's
he
pregnant.
was only starting there. He didn't want to get dragged down with us.
yeah, don't want to be associated with
It's
these.
like you just seen. We were like the Titanic sailing off, and it's like, do you want to get on? No, I'm okay.
I'll
Thanks.
wait for the next one.
He's speeding by in his new boat that he bought with his podcast money. No, I'm good, lads. Cheers. Bye. So after that, we had Eoin with his own improvements.
Yep.
Good
Oh,
name.
yes.
Good name.
Episode 62.
That was really good. The problem with that podcast I found was that I couldn't tell the difference between Owen's voice and your voice.
Loads of people said that.
That's true.
It was like we had two Johnnies.
So similar. Yeah. Two Johnnies.
If only we could advertise and publicise that. I feel there's something there.
Two
something-
Owens.
two something.
Only fans, huh?
Burns.
Yeah, his voice was so similar. So similar.
Yeah. Same accent and everything.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting the way he put his hand to all the things renovating his house and doing.
Oh,
up the
he's a
cottage.
little genius, that lad.
Yeah.
Absolute genius.
But he had no experience. He just learned it on himself. Didn't
Just
he?
Yeah.
went at it, yeah.
Just
yeah.
jumped in.
Loved
Just
it.
jumped in.
Yeah, absolutely class. Well done, Owen.
So you can do it if
I
you're
wonder how he's getting on. Is the house still there?
renovating the house.
He's as
he
far
done
as I know, I haven't been out there now in a while, but I think they got a
Yeah,
new
that-
kitchen
that
in
was-
and stuff.
That was back in January 2023.
Well, look, sure, if we ever come back, we can get him back in at some
He's
stage.
well on now at the stage.
He could be living in a mansion now at this stage,
Could be.
or the
Exactly.
house could be burnt down.
Turn
Not
on
sure.
his third extension.
But
Yeah.
with all the people though buying like derelict and vacant properties now, that's basically things like he was doing. That's the kind of mentality you need.
Yeah.
Plumber came in, he was saying, he said, "Oh, do you want a hand with that?" Learn a bit off the plumber. Threw his
Sure,
hand at
yeah.
plastering, bricklaying, pointing, all that crack.
Good lad.
Mm.
Many lads nowadays would get someone in to do something, and then they'd just sit in the Xbox
Oh,
and
yeah.
let them do it.
Yeah.
Is there stuff for that? So you know when someone comes in to do stuff in your house, do you feel a little bit emasculated sometimes?
Well, you have to talk to him.
Yeah.
That's what Owen and I work with. They're building a house at the moment, Owen and Katie, and that's what I think he's having trouble with.
Well,
You know,
being emasculated.
conversing with the builders. I just told him, just complain about the price of timber.
he knows
You'll be
nothing.
grand.
To say.
No,
Oh, no.
he doesn't even have work boots.
What?
Doesn't even have a pair of boots.
You need a pair of boots, man.
He's just not into that.
I think once you offer them a cup of tea, you're exerting dominance straight away. Like as soon as the guy walks in, I'm like, "Do you want a cup of tea?" You're asserting that this is your house you're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barry's tea.
Secretly, what you're saying to him is, if you mess around, I'm going to
Yeah.
teabag you.
Yeah.
Basically.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Balls in
You
his
don't fuck
face.
around in
Hope
my
he did-
house.
That's why they're probably looking at me strange.
That's no, they're so used to going into houses and getting teabagged.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah, grand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this next one, right? What is this name? Can you read that out, Bertie? See me on the other side.
Yeah. See him
Yeah.
on the other side. That's one of your creations, I think.
Was it?
I think so. Yeah.
See me on the other side. Well, that's a good one. That's a good name.
Yeah.
It's
That's
not
January.
very funny. Just
January
clever.
18th as well. So
Like me. Just clever. Not funny.
2023.
Sorry, January 11th.
Yeah.
Was it? Sorry, no, January 18th.
Yep.
So we were into the depths of winter there on the old Monday nights, travelling over. That was always hard, wasn't it? For you guys anyway. I was already a hero, but going out in those really dark, cold nights to come over and record the
You still had
podcast.
to drive home, didn't you?
Yeah, but I do that.
Sometimes we
every
have to
day,
leave you home.
True.
Oh yeah, remember that
Good
period I went
times.
of my car was fucked.
Your
I, mean,
cars.
I think everybody had that.
Both
kind of
cars.
Yeah,
in life.
yeah. Oh, mine went on for a while though, didn't it?
But
Simeon,
you're always a great host. You always had the place nice and warm.
oh, thanks, man. Cheers. Simeon, I wonder where he is now with his reffing and stuff. Is
I
he
say
taking
he's
a
nearly
step up?
a qualified nurse by this stage, is it?
Oh no, what about his reffing?
Oh yeah, he's still reffing. He was seeing him because I still follow him on Instagram.
Yeah,
He was at competitions there and some big games. He reffed and everything.
reffing competitions.
Yeah.
The lads running around the side judging all their reffing.
Pulling it card.
Oh,
No.
that was very good. Write that down. Very good. Boy Simeon, he was a great guest in fairness to him.
Yeah, he did.
Great guy.
He was. He took up a bit of practicing in the old Gaelic football. That's why we touched base with him.
Yeah.
That he never played it before that. We sent him a jersey. I hope it fit.
And was he featured in like Joe Dotty or something like that? How did you find out about him?
I just found him on Instagram or TikTok. I think it was maybe.
It was TikTok, yeah.
It's Jordan practicing Gaelic football.
And then we went through a little bit of a phase. We were like, okay, we have to get international guests. We have to get people from outside of Ireland.
Yeah.
And we went way out of Ireland with this next guest. Kingsley.
Oh, yeah.
We went to what? Was it North Carolina or South Carolina? North Carolina, I think.
Not Kingsley Coleman.
No.
He got engaged there in the last couple of months,
I
actually.
saw that too,
Follow
yeah.
him on
Yeah.
Instagram, do you?
Yeah.
He's
Good
on
for
the
him.
Waffle Instagram, I think.
Yes.
But
Another great guest.
yeah, he was class.
It was about Gaelic football as well. Once again, seen him on TikTok. He was starting. He's does the PE, I suppose, side of things in school, and he was bringing all different sports from around the world, and just picked up Gaelic football to show the kids what it was. And we wanted to see what did he think of Gaelic football completely from the outside, how the kids received it and all that. You know.
Do you think they came onto the podcast and they had a chat with us? And they're like, "Oh, that was very professional," and then they're like, I wonder if that was actually a podcast or was just three lads taking the fucking piss out of me.
Well,
for an hour.
we kind of done Kingsley a bit dirty now in the name.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the names didn't
I
help.
was just about to say, oh, that was a great podcast. I can't wait to tell my friends. And then what did we call? What did we call?
Nipple tips.
That was episode
Couldn't
68.
even send a link to his family.
But that was one of those things where we had talked and done stuff, and then Kingsley came on for the Zoom and then went off. He wasn't here for the whole episode.
And then we
either,
forgot
so.
and then named it that.
Yeah, unfortunately. So I think he probably didn't show that to his family.
No, and he probably blocked us on Instagram as well. Boy Kingsley, he was a great guest in fairness, lovely fella. Cool dreadlocks, love the dreadlocks. And then we had a bit of a weird podcast. What was this one? Was this pre-recorded or something?
So episode 63, 68 and 69 then, the boys that started up Croatia Celts in Prague came on, and that was on Zoom then as well. The two lads who started that up. So we went through a kind of a thing about finding out about GA, a little bit of a phase through 63, 68 and 69. And they're just telling us how they started up, how it's going, trouble getting the gear over and things like that. And then I told them about Masita selling the Croatia Celts jerseys.
No way.
And they're like, we don't get any money for that.
Oh, no way. There was some sort of an issue around that podcast. Can you remember what that was? Because we released that early. We recorded it and we had it all ready to go, and then something happened where maybe we couldn't do a podcast or something. And then we
so there was meant to be one in between that. It wasn't meant to be 69. It was meant to be we were going away for the week because we said that was too much GA in a row.
That's right, yeah.
And then something happened, and then we ended up releasing it that we couldn't.
We just released it and went on. Yeah. Now,
okay. No, we did try to get Uganda on as well, but that was a little bit. That was actually going to be around
Uganda.
70, 72.
Uganda, yeah.
Yeah. But we couldn't get them.
We named the podcast that, but that was when we just noticed them, was it?
Yeah, but we did contact them, but it's very hard because the English wasn't great.
Oh, right, okay.
So there's a little bit of issue with that language barrier and then time difference as well. So
that still would have been interesting.
Yeah, it would have.
Now, let's get into this. So the next guest that we had, episode 72. This was called "Wake Me Up Before You Holy Cacao."
yes,
Nicola came on, Nicola Farrell.
Yes,
and she talked to us all about hot chocolate.
and the powers that be.
Yeah. So what was that all about?
Yeah. Well, if you've on Instagram now,
Is it still popular?
Yeah, I think so. But from what I see with her, not as much on her stories anymore. It's more about the breath work. She's gone into all the breathing side of things and how important that is. Because remember, she kind of touched on that episode. But from what I see from her Instagram now, she's definitely gone more into that. I don't really see. But she does still put up the odd morning about having her cacao in the morning, drinking it and, being in that moment.
But it wasn't there some kind of, I wouldn't say cult. I won't say that word.
Yes, you can say
but
cult.
there was
You just said
no, it was a cult-ish kind of phenomenon where there was one guy.
I would have said more of a pyramid scheme.
No, I'm pretty sure it was serious. It just came across as that, not from Nicola, but when you Googled it, it was like one man was the cacao god.
It's not a pyramid scheme. There was one guy at the top, and then he would find two people to sell it to, and then those two people would find two other people to sell it
in
to.
a triangle shape.
Pyramid scheme. the thing about it was, the thing that got me about it could be completely legitimate, but
Yeah.
the thing about it was with this guy's story that he went to somewhere in South America, but he was like some lad from like California or something.
Yeah.
Just some fellow travelled down and was like, hot chocolate's the way to go, guys. And then started himself a little business.
Yeah, I think it's definitely that was episode 72, but it was definitely more to do with the moment and being in the moment and like distancing yourself from all the hustle and bustle and just having a moment for yourself.
It reminds you to be mindful, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because you're having this chocolate.
Yeah. More interesting is, and that's where we didn't get much time to talk to her about that, was her job with Sports Ireland. Nicola was actually at the Olympics.
Right.
She actually went to the Olympics with Team Ireland. Yeah, the Olympics this year.
What?
With Team Ireland, because she's one of the nutritionists on Team Ireland.
Ah, what?
No
Did we ask her on to do? It was more around yoga and wellness and I think, was it?
Yeah.
We
I
didn't want to
know
get
at
too
the
much
time.
into the Irish team, didn't we, that time?
Yeah.
Or did she not want to get into it?
No, that's not really like it's.
That was separate.
She had brought the cacao with her, and the podcast just took that.
Yeah.
That
is that what happened?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Very, very interesting.
Yeah, that was an interesting podcast, man. Very interesting.
But then, after those kind of podcasts, you knew that we were enjoying ourselves and we were having fun. The good guests are coming in and.
Yeah,
that's what it's all about.
We had a good phase there of a few of those type of guests that we had great crack with, didn't we?
The only thing is like that we started running out of people that we had some kind of connection with to get. Yeah. In fairness, the guys from Croatia Celts and Kingsley and Simon, great guys, but they're far and few between people you don't know that's going to give up their time, and they're really nice. But everybody else nearly is on it. Yeah, either was a friend of a friend or someone we knew, and that were giving up their time for us. Yeah. And we were kind of running out of those kind of people. And in order to get like bigger guests on, that's obviously a money thing and paying thing and a scheduling thing as well. So that's why it was so important to get these kind of people on. And I think a lot of people enjoy just normal people's stories. And like a lot of them were origin stories. A lot was to do with their job, as you see when we go down the list, and different things like that. But I think one of our most highly rated or highly listened to episodes, we actually re-released it then at Christmas time as well.
Oh yeah,
it was episode 74, the greatest Mickey of our generation.
What a name! I'd say he shared that everywhere.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
What a title!
Yeah,
the greatest Mickey of our generation.
Yeah.
What a name. Mickey Burke came on and had to talk about all things me.
Yeah, we talked about his
hurling and
his
school
origin of where he started playing football, how he got into it, why he liked it, school football, county managers, his entrepreneurshipness with the pub and opening the coffee shop and everything.
Lad, isn't he? Like,
oh, he's fantastic.
You see him on Instagram and he just goes and goes and goes.
What a man to have on a podcast and to listen to the way he talks.
Yeah,
and
he was
like,
inspiring. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Good lad, Mickey. Good lad. And running it, I was going through Longwood on Saturday night. We were going to a gig, and there was a bunch of girls. There must have been about 40 girls, all walking across the road.
Yeah, that's the ladies' football, the championship.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, Junior D on Saturday.
Oh, they all filed into Mickey's pub.
There they go.
It's like, Jesus,
I think you might have sponsored t-shirts or something, I think.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Very good. That was Longwood GAA, was it?
Yeah, the one, the Junior D, yeah.
Very good. Oh, Jesus, that pub was packed. Absolutely packed. Fair play. I'd say you had a great night there. Now,
one of my favourite episodes.
I think
one of my favourite.
I think possibly, apart from the Blue Nun,
the
Blue Nun's my favourite. I think this is a very close second. This podcast was and out of nowhere. So we asked Sinead to come on, and our goal with that was again to go into kind of wellness and talk about yoga,
but also the entrepreneurship of it and running a business and the troubles with that. I think and like would you call them like human interest stories?
Yeah,
like to because everybody is kind of can be relevant to everybody as well.
Yeah. And it turned into a hilarious podcast. Yeah, the story, the first
well worth coming back and listening to.
Oh yeah, it's a class one. The story about the mill burning down. And then
it got really deep.
Yeah,
and then it changed. The whole podcast was just like a roller coaster.
So many twists and turns, and there was I think I remember we had pictures up here as well. I remember we were looking at the pictures of the mill and stuff.
That opened the Instagram,
and then she told us the story about the two people that were staying at the mill, and this was the story of the probing tent. Oh man, what a story! I don't even think I could do it justice, really.
No, you'll have to go back. That's episode 76.
Man, what a
I'm gonna listen
story!
to that, actually,
Yeah.
Absolutely class. And then coming up with the name at the end of it was just brilliant.
And it was just the way she was telling it, and just like you weren't expecting the way it went.
No.
and
But
turns took
she
it.
actually did. I don't think she was telling the story as if it wasn't funny.
Yeah, exactly.
We all found it hilarious.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
She
so funny.
What is this, the business?
Because she was just talking about them being in the tent, and then I said, "What was she doing?" Like the
She thought it was totally normal.
probing each other.
She's a comedy genius, that woman. Absolute comedy genius. And still going absolutely sterling strong out there in the back.
Yeah,
of the
well,
mill.
earlier on this year now, and we talked about it on the podcast as well, when the Longford ladies came on tour, and went to Emerald Park, and we were looking for somewhere just before, because we had met in Trimcastle for food, and Sinead took them all for a yoga session at
deadly.
the Mill, and great reports, and they all loved it. It was fantastic.
Oh, she's class. I had her out with the Boy ladies as well, doing yoga outside in the AstroTurf.
Oh yeah,
And they all loved it. Absolutely class.
there's a fantastic spot out there with like it's not a rope dome, but like the dome that they have where you can see out across the way. It's fantastic.
Yeah, good setup. We had Matt back in again then, did we?
Yeah.
May 3rd. It's now. What was this one? Pews and Dull Hums.
This was about Star Wars because it was meant to be out on May the 4th, but Wednesday was May the 3rd.
Now, this wasn't the one that was that.
No,
Did we do an original one about Star Wars?
Yeah.
And that
And it was never recorded.
it didn't record.
No. But we got him back in again because what it was slightly
Did I
changed.
just not hit record?
Yeah, remember?
Or did I delete it?
No, there was a bit, and I put up on Instagram and zoomed in on you when you realised that you hadn't recorded anything.
We had it recorded on the TV, and that was it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I released like
On the
snippets
camera,
of it.
was it?
Yeah, I released snippets of it on the camera that never
'Cause
seen.
me and
Yeah.
we were all just chatting away. Me,
No.
Bertie, and
Yeah.
Matt were just chatting.
Do you know
away.
what it was actually? It was how I had the mic set up.
Oh,
in
his
here.
mic. Oh, that's what it was.
It was that it recorded the three of us, but he wasn't recorded at all.
Yeah, you couldn't hear him. Yeah, you could hear him like really echoey in the background.
Yeah.
yeah. All right, that's the thing.
Man, that was so bad.
But it worked out well because we got him back in then from May the 4th. So
was a
originally
good one.
he was just talking about his love of Star Wars and how things run or whatever. But then it worked out. He still talked about it though, but it worked out better because it was May the 4th.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, he was a great
That
guest.
was
He was
episode
always
20,
with some
yeah.
of the
Great guy.
stories.
And he's such a nice guy.
Yeah, he sounds.
And the collectibles he has and everything, and how much knowledge he has on Star Wars is not really like.
That was a really good one, actually. Yeah. Now we've got something to figure out here because I see Rob Matthews here is back on again for a Pucker
right.
ride. So
Oh,
the
oops.
Pucker ride was the one about.
Oh, sorry, I changed around.
Bikes.
Sorry, yes, sorry. Okay, I know what happened, right? So Paul Caldwell was actually on episode 22.
Yeah, I thought that was
Oh,
him.
awesome. Okay.
Going towards Timahoe. That's when he was talking about like adventure, biking, and stuff like that.
That was a great story too.
And
No. We've had him on.
twice. So he talked about going on this race,
Yeah.
and when he went on the race,
Oh, he came
we
back and
got
told
back
us
on.
about it.
So sorry.
Oh.
So episode 80 is a Pucker ride. That's where we talked about the cycle to work scheme and things like
Yeah,
that. Sorry.
that's what it was.
I had them mixed up on the list.
Yeah,
But Paul's one is probably one of my favourites.
the second one.
Yeah, where he was telling us how hard it was when he was cycling through forests.
That story is.
going into petrol stations for
That's
a bar.
class.
Okay, we're skipping.
Yeah, I know. I want to talk about that one too. Actually,
Okay,
yeah.
we'll
It's
get
just
there.
so
We'll get there.
Yeah, that was a really good one. So Rob Matthews is on then about the
Yeah,
about that there.
episode 80.
And then we had another great one, Axeman Origins.
Yeah,
Another great name.
where
Ah,
you
Benny.
spelled Origins wrong, but we just went with it
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
because it was Oregon's.
Yeah. Benny Ennis. Another. What a character Benny is.
Great guy.
Yeah, like
Real big voice, and he's made for
and,
podcasting.
and how cool
that fella.
like, when he talked about the stuff that he's into with the axe throwing and everything, and the way he was dressed, and he drives like one of the old Land Rover 90s.
Yeah.
That's like
He lives
him,
it, doesn't
like,
he?
Yeah.
He lives it. Now, I didn't think that Benny was on before Fiona.
No.
I thought Fiona was a lot earlier than she was.
No, that's
true,
where I
yeah.
went through the episodes.
That's mad. I thought she was on a lot earlier.
But Benny also had worked in the zoo and worked for like Forestry Ireland, where we never even got close because he literally slotted that in at the end that he worked in the zoo,
Yeah.
and we're like, what? Because we got him on because he's is it Axe Club
Because
Ireland?
it was nice shirts.
And to go around, and he was on Virgin Media showcasing it to have like a portable axe throwing thing to bring around to different places,
Yeah.
and to have like social nights and competitions with the axe throwing. And
He's
everything.
gone from that now. He
Fantastic.
left that.
Did he?
Yeah, he's with another events company now.
All right. So he doesn't do axe throwing at all.
No more. Well,
Okay.
I'm sure he throws the odd one, but
Unfollow
company
Axe Club Ireland.
Does he still wear the shirts and stuff?
oh yeah, you'll never stop wearing the
Is
checkers.
is it controversial?
No, he's just with a new company now.
Oh.
I don't know.
God, he loved those axes so much.
He did. I thought that was. I thought he started that.
An axe made in heaven.
No, I think
But he just kind of jumped
joined
in
them,
and was
yeah.
the face of it, kind of thing. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
Some lad. He was great. Fiona Sherlock. I think this is my favourite piece of art that I did for the podcast because the image for this one. I'll see if I can find it.
It was
actually.
also one of our more
Brilliant.
professional interviews.
Yeah. So bring us through
Yeah,
what
it
this one
was,
is. She makes murder mystery games.
Yeah, so
wasn't it?
over COVID, everybody was looking for something to do,
Something
and
like
she made up this game, a murder mystery game, which you could buy on Amazon and play. But she's also writes like novels
yeah,
and books and murder mystery books that sell very well.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, she was the one, I suppose, out of all the people that none of us really knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we get in touch with her?
Was not you? You set it up, no?
No, I don't think so.
Oh.
It wasn't me.
Fiona Sherlock. No, you set it up.
Are you sure?
I think.
No, do you know who set it up? Actually, was Sinead Norman.
Oh, she was talking about. Oh,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
They know each other. And in fairness, because we didn't really know, we had to like tail ourselves back a little bit.
Yeah.
And it was actually probably our more professional podcast
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
about asking proper
Because
questions.
we kind of knew that she'd be sharing this with her own.
Yeah, exactly. So we kind of learned from the whole episode 68 nipple tips incident.
Yeah. But in
Yeah.
fairness, we did a good job.
We did, yeah. I really enjoyed it there, and like we actually went and done research on her, found out the books, her story, and things like that, so we
It
could
was
ask some
so
proper
hard
questions.
not to like
Yeah.
and like have a good
Be
bit
us.
of banter.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
And that was episode 82, and we called it Murder on Trim Guthrie. We let her. I think we gave her options, and that's what we came up.
Yeah, there it is. There. Look at that picture.
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
class
It
actually.
was a cool one. That was my favorite one, just with the little faces and stuff. And I say that's definitely my favorite piece of artwork.
Nice work.
Yeah, that was a good episode. That one. I saw her once actually in the street, and I gave her a little hello, and she gave me a little hello as
Oh,
well.
they remembered,
Yeah.
even though she's probably more famous now.
Ah, yeah, she's more famous than I'll ever be anyway. So we had Fiona, and then we had Eric Gilligan.
Yep. Episode
man.
96. Screw you guys, I made an app.
Yes, remember that guy.
It was the VR.
Yeah, about Trim Castle. So you can go to Trim Castle, download this app, scan it across, and you can see what it was like in the height of its castleness. Don't know, I haven't checked back in with that. That's September 6th, 2023, so it's
remember I
over a year
downloaded
ago
it.
now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we got on with that. We never checked back in to see what it was like or anything. Even though loads of these people, like Benny was meant to come back on. We said we get Owen back on and talk about his house.
Yeah.
Maybe if we did, we would have done better.
yeah, maybe. Look, there was a lot of following up to do that we just didn't do, to be honest.
That's why you need a researcher and an intern.
Yeah. We needed ourselves a little Jamie to kind of run around the place.
Yeah.
And then after that one, we had this podcast, man.
Yeah.
This story, I would cycle 500 miles. Paul
Oh,
Caldwell.
we- love that
that
story.
was
That's
one of the
class.
first ones that we had to break into two.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was the part one,
Because
part two, yeah.
such a story that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have done the middle, and I remember listening to it. I'd heard it already, but I got to the end of the first podcast. I was listening to it on Spotify, and I was like, I want to hear what's happening next. But every little phase of his cycle, I felt like I was on it with him. Do you know that? Because he was.
told it like
Yeah, it was brilliant.
I also felt like I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that too. It put me off cycling something
But
like that.
you'd hear, like, if you listen to the podcast, you literally hear me being in awe of him. Like,
Yeah.
man, this was incredible. what
He's
he
still
did.
going
And
strong there.
remember, he was talking about falling asleep on the bike
Yeah,
as well.
that crazy and sleeping in the little tent,
Yeah, on the edge of the road.
and like you getting bitten by little midges and stuff.
Yeah,
But then he woke up soaking wet.
And have a few hours sleep and go again, like,
Oh, what a legend!
Seen him with Super the other day.
and hallucinating.
Yeah, he's a great man. And do you remember the guy? Was it the guy that won it? Was called Angus Young or something?
Oh yeah.
There was the AC/DC connection there as well. That was That's another. That's probably my number 3 there. In terms of the podcast that we've done, absolutely class. And then we just went for it, didn't we?
Yeah.
We were like, we're gonna explore every element that we can. We talked to Conor McDade, and we talked about coming out, being gay,
Yeah.
and
Being called Connor.
we were trying to see. I think secretly ourselves were like, wonder if I'm gay, actually.
Yeah.
Let's ask him a few questions.
Yeah, he done the test on us. He
Yeah.
said we weren't.
yeah, definitely not. It's like, man, I was watching...
John possibly, but not the rest of us.
I was watching those
Okay.
Thor movies, and I don't know, he's very handsome, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's very handsome. But it turns out we weren't.
Yeah, once again, Connor came down, travelled down from Rathdrum to
Good
be
long
in
drive, fair
person.
play to him.
Yeah.
So, man, how's Connor getting on?
Oh, good, yeah. Going up to him now, not this weekend, next weekend.
Very good.
Yeah, it's just seeing the new house. I was meant to go up there a few weeks ago, but he ended up being sick.
All right.
Yeah, and you don't want to be entertaining people and putting on a show when
Oh,
when
Jesus,
you're not feeling
no.
well.
God, no.
And in fairness to Connor would put on. You go to Connor's house, he's putting on a spread. The
Yes.
cheese board's coming out.
Sorry, I had to add it in there. Sorry, Connor.
Oh, man.
He'll understand.
Had to go there. He's a good man, Connor. I remember Connor from back in school, and he was tiny. He was in first year, I think, when I was in third
Yeah, he was
year,
he
maybe?
was the year. I know, so was the two behind. Maybe he was two behind.
Two, I think.
He didn't like me in school.
Yeah, I don't think I got on with him quite well in school either.
No.
But I always remember him being very small for age. I was small too, obviously.
Yeah.
But
What?
stop it. Height-wise, I remember him coming in, and I remember him being... is Patrick his brother?
Yeah.
Paddy, yeah.
Paddy. I remember him being his younger brother, and we're just
Yeah.
like, oh, he's just an annoying little brother. And then I met him, obviously, after school, and he was a completely different person.
Yeah. Well, I would have seen him and stuff and knew him, and I actually worked in his house at one stage as well. Didn't
Giggity.
really talk to him or whatever. And then he's friends with Ryan, and I was friends with Ryan. That's how I became friends with Connor.
Right. Who's Ryan?
Ryan Gibbons.
Yeah.
Oh, Gibbons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think he lives down in Wexford now.
Right.
He's living with someone building a house.
Nice,
Very good.
fair play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Met online.
Everyone...
Not the Tinder online.
I met him,
The
like,
gaming online.
I seen him driving through Trim one day, and I gave him a wave.
Yeah.
Ryan Gibbons. Very good. Very good. I forgot that this lad was on the podcast. We were talking about this earlier on. We were talking about guests that we had on.
Yeah.
And then I completely forgot that Damien Scott, my brother,
Oh yeah.
was on the podcast talking about Teslas and his love of everything Tesla.
Yeah. See, the Tesla now are electric cars that are just like driving real fast and crashing into things because they just take off themselves.
What?
Yeah. Do you not see that
Yeah,
now?
auto drive.
No way.
Yeah, there was like CCTV camera from like a village or something, and it went straight through the junction and then crashed further
Was this
down.
in Ireland?
Jesus.
Yeah, I think so.
That was
yeah.
like a Jeep though. That wasn't Tesla, was it?
No, it wasn't Tesla. It was an electric car. Sorry.
Oh, right.
I
Yes,
thought
it's
like
Tesla.
it was something to do with like their brakes failing.
Oh
or the
no,
accelerator.
I read down that it was because it was electric car or whatever happened that they couldn't stop it. That's happened
Crazy.
loads,
That was
and they
leaking.
spontaneously go on fire as well.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I think we've kind of come round to it. Maybe that was another one we should have followed up on, the old
Yeah.
electric car thing.
The
Damien back
whole hybrid's not too bad, I suppose, but
Mm.
Yeah.
fully electric car. I
Bring
know.
back diesel, lads. Let's just
Yeah.
burn everything.
Mm.
Diesel.
Yeah, that was a good little episode, and I liked that that artwork as well. Was quite
Yeah.
interesting. I was at that
And
stage.
you got to talk to your brother.
I got yeah. At that stage, November 2023, I had started sneaking you into all of the art for the podcast
The little head in you.
as a ninja. So I was putting you in. I don't know if you ever noticed this, but
Oh, yeah.
No,
I did.
after that, every episode art had you somewhere in the background with a ninja thing
Yeah.
on, with your face covered.
I did not notice.
Yeah. Go back
You
and
do
have a
loads
look.
of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Because ninjas are Chinese.
Because you were just and you were kind of just sneaking in the background and stuff.
No.
And we were always mentioning you. So you're in there as a ninja.
Mm.
I must see if I can find that. What episode number was that actually?
Episode 107 was the one with
Let's see if
Damien.
I can find that there. Who
But
was?
I was there for that one. I wasn't gone yet.
Were you?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a year ago now. Yeah.
Oh, maybe you're not a ninja in that one then. Let me look that up. Go on, keep talking, lads.
sorry.
Jesus.
Over the podcast.
Holy moly.
Jesus.
Yeah,
so-
no. Once again, it was nice for Damien to come on and talk.
Yeah, was he,
He
in
didn't.
America?
He didn't convert me.
He was in
Connor
America at the
nearly
time.
converted me, but Damien
He's
did.
still in America.
Yeah. So it's international podcasting. Yeah.
He's probably got 4 Teslas now, is he?
He did get another one, yeah. He did,
Wow.
yeah. He's
Bloody
some man for the fucking Teslas.
Loves them.
Oh no, it's not in that one. Okay, I'll find one of the ninjas.
Elon Musk has gone pretty political now, though, isn't he?
Yeah. He
yeah.
puts out queer things up on Twitter.
He's an odd
Or
shot
an
now,
X or
Elon.
whatever it's called.
Did you see the rocket that he landed again? Though, in
Yeah.
fairness to him, nah, man, he's good at that fucking
He's
rocket
good at
shot.
that, but in fairness, like I was hard impressed, obviously, but like it's not rocket science.
It's literally rocket
It's
science.
not rocket science. Like a rocket coming down and then big robot arms catch it. You know, it's not like they said, "What? Wow, we never thought of something catching it." Like,
It's fucking amazing. What
oh,
are you
it's
talking
absolutely
about?
amazing. But if you make anything bigger, it'll catch something.
For fuck's sake. But like, the reason no one's done it before is because it's pretty impossible to do.
Yeah.
Well, it's just two big hands came and just like grabbed
Yeah,
the shaft.
Basically,
Yeah.
the shaft was coming down, hands wrapped
Must have
around
been pretty big. It needed two hands.
Yeah.
Two big metal ones.
It was like a big hug.
Oh, big
Big
hug.
Mickey hug.
Big Vicky hug.
Yeah. Who's Kevin Kane?
Kevin Kane is my friend from Longford, and
Oh, yeah,
he
Kevin.
had an unbelievable reaction to this podcast. People were texting him,
No
ringing him, saying fair play because what he talked about the football and how it affected him with the injuries and how much it meant to him. People didn't really know that kind of side to him. The lads that played with him and people that worked with him in Longford, and it actually came into our top 5 most listened to.
Wow.
Podcast, yeah.
Was it actually?
Yeah, unbelievable reaction to it.
No
And
way.
as he told us as well, like that, the reaction he got and messages and everything once he posted up and people listened to it was unreal.
Oh, very good.
I don't think I was here for that one.
No, we done that over Zoom. He didn't come up now, obviously from Longford, but he was once again fantastic. Give up his time, but he talked so well, and like the reason we had him on is because he taught for 7 or 8 years in England. In primary school, and then now he's teaching for whatever it is now, 10 years now in Ireland, just to see what the difference was. And he also went to do his college in England to become a teacher, so just a kind of difference in that. That's really what we got him on to talk about. But then the kind of, as in most of our conversations, you can tend to just go with wherever the conversation is flowing and see what you get.
Yeah.
And he ended up talking about like playing the football and how much it meant to him and his local club, and how devastated he was when he got injured and hurt his knee, and about coming back from that, because he basically done what there's some name on it, like he basically done everything you can do in your knee. He done it, which is usually what kind of stops you playing, which has happened to Carvajal from Real Madrid, that injury as well. I think he done something the same, and he managed to come back and still play senior football for his Dramard and everything. So I mean, it was a brilliant story to hear, even though that's not specifically why we got him on.
Yeah, he was a good lad actually. I just forgot what his name was. That's not good. And then this was our second. Maybe we'd done it after that, but one of the ones that we split into 2 again then was our guard episode.
Yeah, we kind of got like caught for time, and we were doing like the quick bites as well and the shorter episodes and things like that. So some of the interviews then did go into 2 parts then as well.
That was a class one. Did he have the Donegal accent?
Yeah, that's Andrew. Yeah,
Yeah.
one of 2 Donegal people that we had on.
Who was the other Donegal person?
Dan.
Oh, Dan was the one with the sexy accent.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah. I
But
was
I
trying to
hear
remember who
Andrew
we went. I did anyway. I was talking about how sexy his voice was for ages.
But Andrew came on and said how you become a guard, what it's like being a guard. He answered some questions you might always wanted to ask a guard.
Yeah.
And in fairness, that took him a long time to organise that actually to come on as well, because he had to get clearance from like the press officer in on Garda Síochána.
Did they have to listen to it then?
I think so, yeah. Before we put out, I sent it to him and he sent it on. He said, no, that's grand. Because like that, just to make sure everything was alright. We don't want to get anybody in trouble either. Wants to have like, it's different from maybe kind of Benny and stuff coming on and just general chatting. But that's like a serious, proper career job.
Yeah. I didn't realise that.
He's also got promoted. I think he's a sergeant now. Or
Thanks to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for the podcast. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So I think it took 3 months before the press office got back to Andrew to say that was already, because we had to send them on the questions we were going to ask, because they wanted to make sure you weren't going to ask something like be like controversial
Or bring up
like
cases.
Yeah, exactly. Or like it wasn't like a political podcast or whatever.
Yeah. Do you remember the time that we spent a few weeks absolutely digging into Stacey Solomon?
Oh yeah.
Like without any fear of actually being sued or her hearing it.
She watched her story once. Remember that?
Did she?
Yeah, she did. Yeah,
she did. We've seen her on the
we were
list of
tagging her
stories.
in.
That's because Bertie tagged her 40 times.
About her sheets.
She probably went onto her profile to go block us. Otherwise she's on her story.
Yeah, maybe that's what that was actually.
We've been blocked so many times.
So many good little episodes. Like I'm going through them here, and I'm even not the ones with even guests, just some of the titles. License to Whale Fucking unbelievable. That stats machine was there. So PJ was that stats machine, wasn't he?
Yeah, so instead of
Sorry,
doing
Jim.
part 1 and part 2, we actually gave it 2 different names. So it's Statsman, and Bertie was part 1, episode 127, and episode 128 was that stats machine.
Yeah.
And PJ was on saying how you become like get into stats, his main job, and then how he got into that, and his love for obviously sport and Gaelic games, and then also how you use stats in order to like gain an advantage or study them and things like that, and the information that he would give to teams and how it's done.
Yeah. He was good. I was away for that one.
Yeah, you came in at the very end. Was that it was Andrew that you were in when you were sick and you were outside the window? Was that Andrew?
That was Andrew, yeah.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
you were missing that. I think he came right in at the very end of it, because I know PJ did meet you at the end.
Yes.
I think you were doing one of your FAI courses.
No, I was collecting gear.
Oh, was that it?
Yeah, the summer camps were starting like
Yeah.
the next day or something. Or
Once again, a fantastic guest, and the way he talked about stats and everything. I mean, you'd learn a lot now if you went back to listen to episode 127, 128,
yeah.
and how to use it. And also a fantastic wedding on the August Bank Holiday as well.
Well done.
Congratulations, they're now married 2 months, 3 months.
Ooh, maybe we can talk to him
Yeah,
about
PJ
weddings
and
and
all that.
marriage.
It was really good wedding. So it was.
I get some advice off him. Come here to me, Dan.
We could do a podcast, me and you.
But that's what we're trying to do now.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah.
do a podcast about divorce.
Bertie, you'd be on it sometime.
Moving on.
Funny.
Dan McGarvey.
Yeah, Dan also was lucky enough to get his both parts named separately. So episode 131, Dangerous Dan the Irishman,
Yeah.
and episode 132, Donegal OnlyFans.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yeah, a great name.
So
that's a good
Dan
one.
was on for he's a secondary school teacher, history and Irish, and he was on just talking about his love of Irish, how important it is to him, how it is in the fabric of his being, especially from people up around Gweedore and Benbug, where he's from as well.
He didn't speak English until he was what age? 4 or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, so he will speak Irish now with his dad and his family and all when he's at home and everything
And
like
he
that.
was brought up in London, and they only spoke Irish.
That's
They're
class.
nuts. Absolutely nuts. That can't be our last guest, was it?
That was our last guest, yeah.
Was it?
Dan.
And then so
Yeah.
we just went hell for leather then into releasing podcasts.
Yeah, and we did try a lot of times, and then, as I said, we're kind of, because it's only a part-time gig, basically, we record on a Monday night at 9 o'clock. It's very hard to get someone specifically for a Monday night at
You
9
did
o'clock.
a lot of sports podcasts, didn't you?
We did, yeah. That's
Yeah.
kind of our wheelhouse, though. Like we both fell into that quite easily.
Yeah, but we had some, what's the ones, the last couple there? I know we did talk about a little bit about sport, alright.
Yeah.
Rattle off some of the names from the last few podcasts.
Stadio Discotti, sport. How do you towel yourself?
Yeah, I that was only like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
So I was just talking about the technique of how you would dry yourself after shower.
All right,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't actually listen to that.
Do you just get out of the shower, John, and just like get the towel and rub everywhere, or do you have a system?
I start at the top and work down.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Scotty just all
What?
over.
No.
Then you'll forget.
No, hold on a
Sometimes
second.
you get out and then you get out and you finish and then you realise your shoulder's still wet.
That's
Yeah.
not what we were talking about. I was talking about how he has a system for fucking everything.
Oh yeah.
Like he's so particular about every little thing. Like do you know
Well,
the
you had a system about how I wash myself in the shower as well.
oh yeah, what was the thing about your legs or something?
Yeah, do you wash your legs, or do you just think the water just washes your legs, or do you actually wash your legs?
I don't know.
you
I'd say the water washes my
There we
legs.
go. Thank you very much.
Well, I wash my legs. And my toesies.
He is a and he goes and washes in between his toes and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
You have like a tool? Or
No.
you just use your fingers?
You don't think it was?
You don't have like a sticker?
No.
You wash the middle of your back?
I do, but with my hands.
With a washcloth and a stick.
Because I am a soap in my hand. I've tried shower gels and everything, but I am a constant soap in
An
the
actual
hand.
bar of soap.
A bar soap.
a bar
I have
soap.
to go back and listen to this podcast.
Fucking old
Yeah.
school.
Than this.
Yeah. He's got
A
some
soap dries you out.
No, not Dove.
does, yeah.
I have Dove soap.
I found soaps. all
Same as.
yeah.
It always smells better though afterwards with soap.
Yeah. I've tried all different kind of washes. Maybe on a Saturday night I might go, because people have bought them for me for birthdays and Christmas and all. So I have a whole press full of like shower gels. Sometimes you're feeling a little bit, on a Saturday,
Do you give yourself a full body moisturizer then?
No, I have a little bit of moisturizer maybe for my face or that.
Yeah.
I have
can tell.
I have head stuff
Okay.
because I don't want to get an old man scalp because I've no hair.
What?
So I
What's
got
an old man's scalp?
Do you know the way like it's all like bitty and and scabby and stuff from hitting it off things and everything. No, like
That'd
an
be
old man's.
unusual now.
Bitty and scabby.
Yeah, because you see, your skin on the top of your head isn't used to being exposed. So when it is exposed to sunlight, daylight, and everything, you have to look after it more than if you have like hair, like luscious hair, like John.
Yeah, you've got fucking great hair.
Yeah.
There was a while in the podcast, right, and you had, was it a big long beard for a little while as well? You had a big beard.
Yeah, big Ray Keane beard. And
Big, massive beard.
I did.
Yeah.
I had a fairly long beard at one stage.
It was massive.
Yeah.
And your hair was sleeked back like a Russian assassin.
Yeah,
it was gorgeous. You had lovely long hair as well, and then you cut it.
I'm thinking of bringing it back.
Oh, definitely do.
I'm thinking of bringing it back.
You were fucking right then.
Imagine getting off the bike and taking the helmet and be able to...
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, the only reason
That'd
I'm
be amazing.
shaved now is because I was on the Ideal Home Show stage and I needed to be as tidy as possible.
Oh, yeah. You're doing proper grown-up stuff.
But
You
I'll
had,
go back to
you had a massive beard for when you first started the podcast.
I needed a brush for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Remember when we went to Prague and he went into the bathroom and he had his toiletry bag and he opened it and he took out like the brush and the brush for the hair and then his
And I
cologne.
blow
and
dried as well.
Oh, yeah, this man.
I wasn't in your room, thank God.
Oh, jeez, you're
Me
lucky.
and Robbie just chilling out, fast asleep.
John pruning himself.
And yeah, look, that was the other thing about this is like we went and did stuff. Like we went to Prague.
Yeah.
I know that was kind of like a lad's holiday, but we
Yeah.
kind of based it around the podcast, and
Yeah.
we went to get
Yeah.
kind of material for the podcast.
And then we both
stuff.
missed the next one.
Did we?
Yeah, because John and Robbie went to Germany.
Oh yeah,
Me and Robbie
Yeah.
went to Germany.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
the trip. Well, I was never in on that trip
No.
from the
This is
start.
only recently.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah.
next trip. he
Over to
means.
me sludge.
Yeah.
But sure, look, we have something. There'll be another little thing coming up. I'd say,
Yeah.
we have to do like
There will
another
be
lads,
Yeah.
lads holiday or something.
Yeah,
Yeah. We can go camping next year when I have my mini camper up and running.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Four of us in the little caddy.
Class.
Yeah, because I have my 4-man tent
Yeah.
Class.
that I can put on the ground,
Mm.
and hopefully I'll have my tent box as well.
Brilliant.
I'll
on top
do
of
it.
the van.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
And we have the grill and everything.
I'm not going to commit to anything because I don't ever commit. to
No,
anything.
but you see, the reason I'm doing the camper is because on a Saturday at 12 o'clock, it's going to be good weather this weekend.
Is it?
Ring up the lads. Lads, are you free? Bang,
no,
we're
I
gone.
was just saying, yeah.
Thought you were saying.
And that's why I wanted the
me
camper.
too. You got me all excited there for
Sorry.
a second. Will I read you some of the other names that I have just before we finish up?
Yeah, because you have the waffle game.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Right, really quickly, I'm just going to fire one. So there's Into the Keen verse. I don't remember what that was about. Dangerous Dan the Irishman, we said that already. Milk the Housewives. What the fuck was that about? Milk the
Go into the
Housewives.
description, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not reading all that out. There's too much there. Jesus
That's because you
Christ.
start using ChatGPT.
I know, yeah. But what another favourite of mine, and I was actually listening to it earlier on this morning, in preparation for John coming back on.
Yeah.
I listened to Slim Fast Johnny.
Slim Fast.
Remember that episode?
Oh, there's a great story in that episode.
Yeah,
goodness.
and I listened to that story, and it was just super, absolutely
Still
super.
haven't forgot it. People don't forget.
No, there's some great stories over the last 3 years in there. We started doing the short bites then.
Yeah.
We kind of changed stuff up a little bit.
We have 18 episodes, I think, of Quick Bites.
Yeah. But we started recording every 2 weeks for the podcast.
Yeah, we were doing like a
and
15-minute one where it was about the weekend, and then the news was in the bigger one.
Yeah.
We had some good topics in that too, does.
Yeah, the quick bites were actually quite fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just looking back, there's just some great ones. We started doing it was episode 78, Pew Pews and Dunhams was the one where I started doing the artwork for it there. I'm just after seeing
And
it
then,
there
of
now.
course, we got the good camera, and we do the camera bits now as well.
Yeah, lads, I'm proud of what we've done.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
I really am.
And it'll be
proud
online
of
forever.
you guys.
Yeah, unless someone takes it down and then it just disappears. Right, will we do the
Yeah.
waffle game?
As customary, once John's here, have you got a pen?
I do have a pen.
Because I have I
actually-
have a classic waffle for John, and I've new
yay.
waffle for Scotty.
All right. We're doing 2 waffle games.
Yeah.
Sorry, thanks, John. Let me just see
Going
if I can.
to keep her lit. Have you any paper? That's probably more the point.
Let me see if I can put it.
There is a paper here, but I don't know.
Yeah, use that paper. Yeah, work away. All right, so we're doing the waffle game?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Frankie's chocolate. Frankie's chocolate. Tastes like chocolate never tasted before. Don't sample that. Thankfully, you didn't.
Clearly, that was the wrong song. Sorry. I meant to do the waffle podcast.
Yeah, you'll put in the waffle game
yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Okay.
That'll be played at my funeral, won't it?
Can you get 30 seconds
Oh, me?
on the clock? Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Am I playing? I'm answering.
Yeah.
Oh, class.
It's been so long, I almost forget.
Yeah, well, I've been fucking picking up the slack there and getting everything wrong, and now people know I'm stupid now, John. Thanks for that, by the way. It's okay, everyone knew I was stupid already.
No comment.
All right, I am ready.
Okay. In 30 seconds, John.
Okay.
Can you name 5 famous Chris's?
Chris's.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth. Chris Lynch.
Oh yeah, Kristen.
Christy Berg. Would that be? Chris.
Think bigger. Hollywood.
Chris. I don't know, many. Chris Hemsworth. Christy Dignam.
Christy
Chris.
Brown.
There's another Chris there. Chris. That's in Iron Man and the Avengers. Chris.
30
Go
seconds.
on, you got it. Go
Done.
on. It's on tip of your tongue.
Yes, it is.
Time's up.
Okay.
So
Five.
we
Did I get
had
5?
Can I take a shot as well?
yeah, cool, yeah.
Chris Pratt, Chris Pine.
Yes.
Yeah,
you're a legend.
that was it.
See,
Actually.
Oh, okay. So Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Oh, that's who he was. Captain America.
Chris Pine. You're right, yeah.
Yeah,
Chris Pine.
Pine.
Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
Chris Rock.
What? Who's Chris Rock?
Chris Rock.
Who the fuck's Chris Rock
I
now?
think I heard of Chris Rock, but he's a
Chris
black
Cross.
comedian.
Yeah.
Chris who?
Chris
Chris
Rock.
Rock.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. That sounded really weird for a second there.
Mm.
Yeah, I had to go check that. I'm sure. I was
It
like,
sounded-
Chris Rock?
Do you know when you
Does
hear
sound
something,
weird,
sometimes you're like, "That's not right."
Chris Rock. Is that the guy that Will Smith punched?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slapped, sorry.
Chris
and Chris
Rock.
Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Should have guessed Chris Pratt.
Okay. Now it's
Chris Pratt.
it's going to be me and Johnny versus Scotty now
Okay.
What?
because you have the lyrics.
Oh yeah.
People like that in your skills last week, Scotty.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did that go down well?
Yeah, thought that was a good one. So we
Who
may as
did
well
that?
go with that.
Who said that went well?
We just comments.
Oh, just you. Okay.
All those comments on Instagram.
Here we go.
Okay, so last week we done.
Ooh,
Music time. Okay. Here we go.
Okay,
Nice.
so last week we done late 90s, early 90s punk rock.
Right.
This week we're going to just go with Irish songs.
Okay.
Now, not like traditionally folky, like Irish bands. Okay.
Just Irish bands. Okay.
Okay.
I've never played this game before. What do I do?
You do nothing. You can sing
Okay.
along if you want.
Okay.
See if you know as well.
Yeah, if you know.
We'll both
okay.
play it.
Okay.
We'll
hang
both
on,
play it.
we'll do it. Okay. Now, first lyric: "'Cause we sleep all day and we drink
Oh,
all night."
that's the San Diego song by the Cronus.
Yes.
Do you want to sing the line?
Dig on them, but that's all night. I got it back to that birthday. I don't know the views.
Okay.
We're
Now,
going out tonight.
I have to skip down the lights or the lines on this because the first few lines will give away the song.
Okay.
So we'll skip it to the next verse. Okay.
Let's do it.
The daylight's fading slowly, but time with you is standing still.
Oh.
Good.
So we get to have 3 kind of passes, don't we? So
Yeah. Do you want the next line?
we can give us another
Yes.
line, but we only if we get to the 4th one, it's over then.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So give us the next line then. Go on,
Okay. So I'll read them all.
please.
The daylight's fading slowly, but time with you is standing still. I'm waiting for you only.
Huh. Sounds sappy. So I'm guessing it's a boy band of some sort.
No.
Oh,
No way.
standing still.
It's not Sinead O'Connor, is it?
That standing still lyric.
Do you want the last line?
Standing
Yeah, last
still.
line.
The daylight's fading slowly, but time with you is standing still. I'm waiting for you only. The slightest touch, and I feel weak.
God, I don't know.
No, you don't know what it's now?
Galway girl.
Daylight's fading, so I can't sing anyway.
Go on, you can.
Slowly,
Give us
but
a hum.
time with you is leave me.
Oh no, it's still
No.
nothing, Bertie.
No. So the first line of the song will probably give it away. It says, go on, leave me breathless. Come on, yeah. No, still no.
Yeah,
It's the chorus.
leave me breathless.
Oh, yeah, there you have it.
Leave me.
Hmm.
They were gorgeous.
Now I'll give you an
Well,
easy
still
one.
are.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jim. Oh.
He went mad, didn't he?
He's a
Yeah,
man now.
they've aged well. To be fair to
Yeah.
now, okay, next one. This is the easy one.
Right.
Well, I thought it was easy anyway. Okay, so the first line is, "Well, I didn't see much future."
Jesus.
Do you want the next line?
Brewing up a storm.
No.
Oh, go on.
Well, I didn't see much future when I left the Christian Brothers school.
Jesus.
Oh, is it Thin Lizzy?
No.
Oh.
Two Johnnies.
No.
Go on, keep going then. I don't know what's
Christy Moore. Christy
So I
Moore.
waved it goodbye with a wistful smile, and I left the girls of Tuam.
of Tuam. Oh,
Ed Sheeran.
no.
Close. They've red hair.
He has red hair. Saw Doctors.
Yeah, well done.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the N17.
No way. Oh,
Well, I
right.
didn't
Yeah.
see much future when I left the Christian Brothers school.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's one of those songs that everyone requests, so I tend to not play it ever.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I stay away from it because it's so popular.
Okay. Now, this
Never
one,
played it.
this one should be really easy because it's sang the whole time now. Okay. Another head hangs lowly.
Another head hangs slowly.
Hmm.
Child is slowly taken.
Metallica. Nothing else matters.
They're
Um,
Irish band.
That's familiar. That another head hangs slowly.
And the violence caused such silence.
You too.
No.
Oh,
Oh, he knows it.
yeah, I do.
Who are we
Cranberries.
mistaken? Yeah, well done, John.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Another head hangs
Yeah.
slowly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was listening to that today, actually. Mad.
Now,
Class.
John will get this.
Okay.
Okay.
Is this the last one?
This last one,
Okay.
number 5.
Let's do it.
It's been 7 hours and 15 days.
It's been 7 hours and 15 days.
You already mentioned her.
Get out, Sinead. Walked by your house the other day, actually.
No, you-
Did you?
Yeah. And Bray.
No, that was fun.
legend.
I enjoyed that.
Absolute legend. Well done. That was a good one. That game is brand new, John. It only came in last week.
I like it.
Yeah, and it didn't get time. There we go.
Yeah. Does that just come out of nowhere?
No, that's the outro for it as well. I just made it up there now. I'm just finding random sound effects that we put in over the years. But anyway, yeah, that's the crack. Look, will we leave it there, lads? I've got no shell bomb really.
Well, that is the shell bomb.
The shell bomb
Yeah.
is this is our last.
We'll say it right. We'll say it right. And on that bombshell.
Oh no! We have to edit that out.
Yeah. Right, lads, we leave it there.
Yep.
Lads, it's been a pleasure.
It hasn't
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Has it?
It was a pleasure. Now, sorry, I was in China all this last year, but
Sorry, we got you back. Will you grow
Yeah.
the beard back for us?
yeah, I'll grow the beard
Class.
and I'll come back
Yeah.
on the showdown.
Love it.
Smell like rice.
Right, lads. Shell bombs.
Shell bomb.
Shell bombs.
The chain